It is Christmas in July. I had been surfing eBay, not looking for anything in particular, just kind of looking around, poking around. You never know what you might come across. And I happened upon several listings from the same person that were kind of related to what I'm interested in. There's a double-signed copy of How to Dress for Any Occasion by the Pope in Pinky. There's a double-signed copy of The Locky Who Couldn't Stop Screaming. Really nice double-signed copy of that. Had a little inscription at the tail end of the title, which I really liked a lot. Saw a couple pieces of ephemera from that same seller, who is strong on Lemony Snicket, let me tell you. I am glad my Lemony Snicket interest is restricted to McSweeney's, because she's got some really nice, I can appreciate what she has for Lemony Snicket. I looked at the details of a couple of her pieces, and she mentioned that she used to work at Booksmith, which immediately got my attention. Beyond that, she had some cool stuff. Not anything I was necessarily looking to buy, but certainly in the ballpark of what I'm interested in. And so I just took a wild stab, sent an email through eBay about the Booksmith author cards, saying that there's very little information out there about the Booksmith author trading cards. Did she know anything about them? Did she have any information about them? Did she have any cards stuck anywhere? It's just a kind of a broad inquiry. Maybe she would know something, or have some documentation from having worked there. I'm not even aware of an accounting or a listing for the cards. They did hundreds of them, but you don't see them very often. It's like most ephemera. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. It's not worth anything. People don't even bother to list it. People don't even lot it out. Ephemera gets no respect. And I love ephemera, the little knick-knack kind of things you can put with a book or with a grouping. That's the problem with ephemera, is it's not, nobody cares, it's not worth anything, and so you never find it. Even if it's not uncommon, you never see it. So she gets back with me, and oh yeah, I worked at Booksmith for, she worked there for a long time, and she had cards, and she sent me a list of cards that she thought would be authors that when she thought of McSweeney's. She's obviously very knowledgeable. She can see an author, and she basically clearly knows her stuff. So there was a listing of 17 cards for authors that had written for McSweeney's. And just informationally, that knowing that these cards existed in the card numbers, that alone was a win for me, to find out there are these things that I should be particularly looking for. So I sent back how cool it was to have that information, and why, yes, I was very interested in whatever I could get. It's just a question, whether it's affordable. Obviously, she as well has a strong appreciation for ephemera. So I wasn't sure it was going to be inexpensive in this case. So I said, yeah, give me a price, and we worked out a price. It's just a little bit of back and forth. price is very fair. I was very, very happy to pay it. And like I said, this is Christmas. This is Christmas in July for me. Half of these cards I didn't even know they existed. And to be able to buy them, it's quite a treat. I only have, until now, I only had 4 cards, and they were all basically accidents. They came with copies of signed books laid in. So I've been thrilled to have those 4 cards, and I've never had a chance to buy any other cards that are related to McSweeney's. They come around once in a while, you see a card. They did hundreds of author cards, and the few that I've seen for sale, none of them have been authors that really fit my collection. So that is the story of Christmas in July. And I wanted to put this card in its own video, McSweeney's 7, with the McSweeney's chair colophon. McSweeney's did not use a colophon at all for the first 6 issues of the Quarterly Concern. They only started using a colophon when they started the standalone titles in 2001. They used a text colophon for Neil Pollock's book, the very first standalone title. And then they used, for 4 or 5 books, they used an Ouroboros colophon. No 2 of them were the same. Uh-oh. No 2 of the Ouroboros colophons were the same. They tweaked it with each title, and they got rid of it very quickly. They only used it on like 4 books, and they went to the McSweeney's chair, which they've used ever since. The Quarterly Concern issue 7 was the first Quarterly Concern where they used any colophon. So this is really interesting to me, just the colophon part of it, and also the McSweeney's 7 part of it is especially important because I have a very strong grouping of pieces for McSweeney's 7. I have 6 of the 9 chapbooks signed by the authors. I'm only missing 3. I'm missing J.T. Leroy on Herald's End. I'm missing, I have a chapbook signed by Sharon Long, the illustrator for the cover of J.T. Leroy's chapbook. I don't have J.T. Leroy. Also missing Courtney Eldridge. I'm missing her chapbook signed. Also missing her book, Unkempt. Her story appeared in her book, Unkempt, which I have a first printing of, but I do not have a signed copy of that book. And the third chapbook is Alan Seeger, This Town in Salamanca. The relevant signatures for that would be John Warner, Joan Fry, or Steve Hanley. Find one of those signed by any or all of those people would be really great. And every chapbook in McSweeney's 7 either became a book, was included in a book, or has a direct relationship to a book. And so I have all of the books. I have signed first printing of all the books associated with the chapbooks. So my McSweeney's 7 grouping is pretty darn cool, I think. The graphic here, our chair, it looks good on the webcam. But they sent over, it looks like to me like they sent over a small icon size graphic, because in the hand the quality of the graphic is very low. In hand, right in front of your face, it's terrible. Definitely no crisp edges. So it looks like McSweeney's sent over a very small, very low res graphic, and that's what they reproduced on the card, which I think is funny. This is card number 502, and the event that they had for this, Michael Chabon was there, and Cummins was there, and people to be announced. This particular event took place on Hate, so this took place at Booksmith. Not all of their events took place at the store. So, making this video to put with my other McSweeney's 7 videos. As always, my video is, for most people, long and boring, and maybe one person will make it to the end of it. But I make these videos for my own amusement, so that's fine. Anyway, there you go. McSweeney's 7 Booksmith trading card. Just an amazing addition to my McSweeney's 7 grouping. Did not know it existed before a few days ago, and to have it is just very, very, very cool. I'm very pleased, and yeah, there you go.